Remember back when we was still talking about the DCEU
Yes.
and then the subsequent Rebel Moon? And what do we always say, Tony?
I blocked that era out of my head. Remember,
You
what is
can never go full Zack
full Zack
Snyder.
Snyder? Yeah, yeah, you can never go full Zack
Can't go
Snyder.
full Zack Snyder. Zack
No, you
Snyder
can't.
always needs somebody to reel him in.
Hmm.
And with episode four, you can't go full James Gunn. Hey, what's up? It's Rashad Antonio. We are the DCU and Me podcast. It's been a little bit. We apologize. Had some
Yeah.
things to do. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Hold the Green and Gold, Smart Legion 50, all that good stuff. But yeah, talking about Peacemaker episodes 3 and 4. What's the name of the episodes?
Episode 3, another Rick up my sleeve. Episode 4, need I say door?
All spoilers. This is definitely to me just my impressions of like the two episodes and how they're structured because we're gonna talk about them together
Hmm.
because they really go kind of hand in hand. The
Hmm.
episode 3 is I'm going to the alt dimension. Episode 4 is I'm dealing with the ramifications from going to the
Went to the
alt
ultimate. Yeah.
dimension. And I think episode 4. Okay, let me frame it like this. Remember back when we was still talking about the DCEU
Yes.
and then the subsequent Rebel Moon on Netflix? And what do we always say, Tony?
I blocked that era out of my head. I remember
You
what is
can never go full Zack
full Zack
Snyder.
Snyder? Yeah, yeah, you can never go full Zack
Can't go
Snyder.
full Zack Snyder. Zack
No, you
Snyder
can't.
always needs somebody to reel him in.
Hmm.
And with episode 4, you can't go full James Gunn.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, that's a very
Like,
and that is a bold statement coming from us considering
I
episodes one.
love James Gunn.
Uh-huh.
Like, I feel like because I will even defend Guardians of the Galaxy episode 2
Okay.
because people are like, oh my God, was just so silly. I love Guardians too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really do. Some people don't like Guardians too.
Okay.
But episode 4 of Peacemaker season 2 was the most over the top. We're sitting in this joke for like 2 or 3 beats too long,
Yeah.
and it was it just I couldn't be I like man like I really want this to be funny, but like why are we still here?
Yeah.
And it started and it ended with Michael Rooker's character, to be
I
very
think yeah,
honest.
that's yeah.
He was like in episode 3 when he showed up. Oh, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Like the bit is funny. All he does is kill eagles. But in episode 4, by the end of the episode, when we had a montage
My man
of him, like
transcended.
yeah, 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 yes, 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 I had yeah. When he ended up being like
Native American dead.
shaman
Yeah.
eagle warrior,
I was like,
I was like, yo, this is a bit much.
you wanna know what I said out loud? I said, what is going on here? That's exactly what I said. I was like, what is going on here, man? This is
Yo,
this is
and that kind of over because like the episode on its own, episode 4 is a very simple episode.
yes.
It's just for episode let's kind of recap episode 3 real quick. So episode
Okay.
3, um, Peacemaker goes to the Upside Down, and he is having the best day ever. It was like Peacemaker's
He
day
said,
off.
yes. Best dimension ever.
And he does a couple of things. One, he sees that Rick Flag on Junior is a little hoe.
He's alive and he's a
He's
whole bit.
alive. He's alive. He's a little biatch.
Uh-huh.
He also sees that Harcourt still has real feelings for him.
Hmm.
Also realizes that his alternate self was kind of a douche.
And a druggie.
And yeah, and I'm on Adderall. I'll be smelling
Bro.
like high tech when I piss. So he definitely was on them pills. in
Yeah.
other dimensions. So he has a substance abuse issue, nothing to make
Uh-huh.
fun of. But
Nothing.
also, he also is able to show that he is actually a competent hero
Mm-hmm.
without being using his actual, get up and his weapons and everything.
Yeah.
Because to me, I got the sense that it was like, yo, isn't that Peacemaker? It was like, yeah, but he ain't got his uniform on.
Cause remember, so him and alternate hardcore, who actually was very like nothing like
Nah, it's a very
prime.
nice,
We're gonna call her prime hardcore.
it's a very nice
Alternate
young lady.
hardcore is a very nice young lady. She loves puppies, jokes, having hot dogs, sharing hot dogs, and all this stuff. The building, I guess, this government building or whatever, is being held hostage by these bumbling idiots
The
that are,
Sons of Liberty.
yeah, Sons of Liberty,
Yeah,
and and like they're looking, and he's like Peacemaker just he look. It takes him like 5 seconds. Yeah, I know how I'm about to get up here and get this, and she's like, and he's like, "Hey, I'll be right back," and she's like, "Hey, you don't have your suit," and he's like, "I'm good." Did you see the face she made, Rashad?
yeah.
Okay, let's just think about that for a second. We're gonna hold that in our back pocket. I think she knows something is up. Like she was like, hmm, using the suit, not using the suit, and it was like, what is he doing? My man basically turned into Arnold John Wick Schwarzenegger or whatever. Like my man climbed the top of a pet shop and got to the roof, ran across a little platform, dove into the daggone window. The bumbling idiots, the Sons of Liberty, are like, "Hey, what's that sound?" I don't know. They send what looks to be Uncle Cletus up there to go see. Man,
Bro.
that dude was a straight redneck. Like, I'll go see what's going on. Peacemaker, he comes up the steps, opens the door. Peacemaker takes an axe and just embeds it in his head. And man's like, what happened? And then he just hacks his face off. And he is picking these folk off one at a time. And Rashad, it's just so easy for him. It is. I thought the funniest part was when they was like, "Come on, guys, let's get out of here," and they were all in the stairwell, and it was like shooting fish in a barrel, man. He just said, "Pop, pop, 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 pop."
Light work.
Light work. Disabled the bomb, which was the easiest bomb I've ever seen disabled before in my life. You just had to unplug everything, and everyone is like just glazing up Peacemaker, like because he found out earlier on when he. So the episode is started when he wakes up and he's in the alternate best dimension ever, as he liked to refer to it. His brother is like, "Hey man, where the hell you been at?" And he was like, "Are you hungover?" He was like, "Yeah." He says, "Please tell me is it just
Just
alcohol?"
alcohol, right? Yeah.
He was like, "Yeah, man. Like, what's wrong with you?" And then he was like, he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna go see hardcore," because he saw alternate hardcore send the message. He went in there and sees that his alternate self is the biggest douchebag walking the my man leather pants. He has like those Rashad. You know what I'm about to say? He had those like Versace shirts that The Rock used to wear wrestling back in the
Yeah.
90s, in the mid
Yeah.
to late 90s and everything.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Hey, can I borrow your truck?" He says, "Man, why don't you use the P-Mobile?" And he goes out there and sees the most over the top motorcycle possible. And he's riding down the street, and the people are like, "Oh, Peacemaker, yeah." And then it's crazy when the one kid rolls the window down to stop, like, Peacemaker, and he turns and says, "Hey, kid." Oh my God. And he thought, it's like, for people of our age, Rashad, we remember seeing the Michael Jackson concerts and
Oh,
how
definitely.
people
Yes, a good
would
comp.
lose their
Yeah.
mind and start. They did that for Peacemaker. He was like, "Okay, it's a bit much, but all right, kid." Everyone loves him. And it's just like the adoration after he takes out all the Sons of Liberty and they're all hyped up, and he's just like, "Man, this is what I've dreamed of. A dimension
Basically.
where I am loved. The woman I love has feelings for me, has genuine feelings for me. on top of that, my father, my brother, that's like the biggest thing, is still alive. His big brother is still alive, and his father is compassionate and loves him. He's like, in his mind, he's already had it made up. I'm gonna go back to my dimension, tie up some loose ends. Hasta la vista. I'm going to, and I'm going to perpetrate as the alternate. You know what I'm saying? The alternate version of Peacemaker that we all know is dead. And I mean, it's just it's an over the top episode, but it's when someone has the dream that they've always wanted,
Yeah,
and they got that dream.
it's like the ultimate like wish fulfillment,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and he was just it's okay, so episode 3 is like the epitome of confirmation bias.
Mm-hmm.
Like just because something you have a feeling and it gets confirmed doesn't necessarily mean that it's the right thing. That's
Right.
just whatever happens, all of a sudden I have something that says, hey, no, you're right, bro. You're right. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
But you may not be you're right. But just because you it's confirmed inside of you somehow or
Mm-hmm.
externally confirmed, like, oh yeah, definitely got to be the right way to go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like informs us about how he's operating in episode 4 because essentially he gets home and he realizes that like oh snap, like my house is a mess. He sees like little like yo, the ineptitude of Argus. How do you have two cameras in the ceiling that are so visible to the naked eye? He looks up like, hold up, yo, those is cameras? And then he's looking around the house. It's disheveled. Eagerly is trying to eat bologna out the package, and he's struggling. And he's like, "Okay, I got to get." And then all of a sudden, you know, Economos hits him up like, "Hey, man, you got to get out of there." And like and this is where like the comedy is good because
Yeah.
the message that Economos sends to him, because you know how these you write a text message on the low, you at work in a meeting or something, you trying to text someone on the low,
Mm-hmm.
and it'd be trash. And like, yo, I hope they can decipher what I said. So
Mm-hmm.
it took him a good 2 minutes to figure out, like, oh, so somebody's coming. And then he's able to, you know, to eventually get out and, you know, escape and move the oh, bro. So the scene where Economist has to stall, he's saying the most random things to
He
stall.
said, "You hear that?" They're like, "Hear what? You don't hear that? Sounds like a kitten. It's like stuck in the wall or something.
He
I
said
think we gotta
he said he said, hey, after we finish here, we gotta go find that cat.
gotta go find that cat." Also, Rashad, can we shout out Tim Meadows again? This episode, these 2 episodes, Tim Meadows once again. Like, episode 3, he's in the hospital and people, and and I forgot about the nicknames he gave people. Until he says, "Hey man," he says, "it was a wild duck. Because of you, Titty's almost died." I said, "What?" He says, "A duck? It wasn't a duck. It was an eagle. That is absurd. You trying to make fun of my? You trying to make fun of my, what he said
My
about
bird blindness.
my bird blindness? Is my handicap?" This name. He says, "It's not funny, Ginger." I forget the name, Ginger something,
Ginger cool.
Ginger cool. And the funny part is, the guy he spit the biggest loogie in that man's face.
I was like, yo.
He says, "What the heck? I told you, don't ever call me that again. You know, don't ever call me that again." And oh my, Tim Meadows was just on it, or what, whatever. And back with Economos, the chick that's in charge of their little, in their little group, is like, Economos is like, "Yo, I don't feel comfortable doing this." And she's like, "I understand that's your friend." And he says, "Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. You're fired." "Okay, I'll do it, but I'm not working." He says, because because that's when we get introduced to Rucker. And my man, my man is like, "I'm an eagle hunter." Okay. And he's like, "Yeah, I kill eagles." And then he was just like, "Where in the world is killing eagles legal?" She says, "In the United States today it is." I was like, That is a bald eagle. That is a national bird. No, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to kill
Yeah.
a bald eagle or
You
whatever.
can't
You
even
got
kill Canadian geese. Talking
right
about killing a daggone bald
an
eagle.
American bald eagle. And so they're like, yeah, no. And he was like, all right, I'll do it, but I'm not teaming up with this eagle killer. He was like, well, no, you're not gonna team up with him. And we see our homeboy get Rashad. I forget little man
Judo
name.
master.
Judo. We see Judo, and what Judo Master still doing? Eating snacks. Rashad. He's still sitting there. And he was like, "Oh, him," and he was like, "Yeah." He says, "He hit me with a car and left me to die in the streets." And he was like, "You know what? I wish you were dead right now." He was like, that means I would be a dead body. He's like, yeah, I would just drag you around because it'd be easier to take you around because you're so little. He says, that's sick. What about my family? He was like, who cares? Like their whole interaction was just hilarious. One other thing that I think we left out that happened at the very beginning of the third episode, and and it's interesting because we find out in episode 4 near the end. Rick Flag Jr. 3 months before this, Rick Flag Jr. was in a relation was I ain't gonna say a relationship, but him and Hardcore were having an affair.
It was on some, it felt like a friends with benefits type
Yeah,
situation.
because remember she brought up Enchantress, and he was like, hey man, I can't just break up with her. She's allowed to take home. He says like tear a hole in the middle of the earth or something like that. And they are having a affair, friends with benefits type thing. And this is literally like what a day before
Yeah, they go to Maltese.
the
Yeah.
right the day before the Suicide Squad, which was the redo of that James Gunn did, and you see the little flashback going like Colton Martez, and you see he where Peacemaker kills Rick Flag Jr. and stuff, and we all know that that is why Rick Flag Sr. has a
Bro.
one man jihad against daggone Peacemaker, and we also see another influential flashback in the beginning of episode 4, 35 years ago, where in the Prime universe where Peacemaker, his brother, is still alive at the time, and their father are out hunting, and they shoot something thinking it's a deer. They go over there, it's a damn alien. And Peacemaker's like, Dad, don't. And Dad's, so he bow, White Dragon kills it anyway. And then proceeds to backhand the hell out of his son, talking about some, don't you ever give me no order. And that's when we look up and we see the trans-dimensional portal thing. And come to find out, we find out too with Adebayo, where she was like, when Peacemaker escapes, what I'm saying, the ambush by Argus in the Prime universe, and she's like, "Yo, your dad didn't create this. I thought he was a genius." He was like, "Yeah, right, please." They said, what about y'all weapons and helmets?" He was like, "That's another topic." That
Yo, he
he said
said he didn't even pass the 10th grade.
he said he passed the 10th grade or whatever. So we all know that basically this is all tech stolen from probably multiple dimensions inside that portable thing. So you find out that you with it was like a suitcase type thing that he's able to move that trans-dimensional portal around to different, what I'm saying, different locations. And what I'm saying, she was like, what do you, he was like, man, I ain't done this since I was a kid. I've only done it twice. The first time my dad wanted to test it out to make sure that it was safe. I said this to put him in danger. The second time was when they brought it to the house or whatnot. So they go to an old abandoned cabin, fit it in the doorway, and that's when Economos was trying to delay, what I'm saying, Argus, because Argus was like, that's the door right there, let's go in there and let's confiscate this or whatnot. And yeah, man. I mean, these two episodes were just they they built up a lot of juxtaposition, and also it was just they were fun, but like you said, at certain points, James Gunn went James Gunn, especially with the little shaman transcending thing.
Because Tony, like I was cool with him even eating the
The
old
bird.
bird feces. Like and he was tasting it and telling me what was in it. Like I
Oh,
okay, like I was like, yo, this is so wild. I get
yeah.
it. But it just he just couldn't help himself and it just didn't stop. I'm like, all right, you gotta
But you know what though? I can picture James Gunn watching this, and after they cut it, it's just over there cracking up.
of
Like
course.
it is the best thing.
Because I wrote this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff right there is kind of the advantage I have when you run the studio. Everything that he writes is automatically greenlit. So
Mm-hmm.
like, look, yo, I ain't no checks and balances for me. If
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but think about like this too. He's had three straight hits, four
Yeah.
hits. Peacemaker one, The Suicide Squad,
Mm-hmm.
Superman, and Creature Commandos.
Mm-hmm.
All of those have been hits unequivocally.
Mm-hmm.
So I can give a good amount of grace for this, especially since he himself is hyping up the last three episodes. All of this episode four nonsense can be easily forgiven if it's earth shattering because let's just look at a big picture.
Okay.
Everything how this is set up for this to be something really wild, but also contained because
Mm-hmm.
this is very much contained to just Argus and Peacemaker. And the fight between Flag Senior and Peacemaker, especially how now Hardcore looks like about to, drop a dime on Peacemaker because
Mm-hmm.
he came through was like, look, man, I need you to give up Peacemaker. And Hardcore was like, look, man, I'm poor. Whatever you need me to do.
Mm-hmm.
I need my utilities to be on. They about to come cut the water off tomorrow, you
Yeah,
know?
because she finds out that on the way out, Waller blackballed her from, like we
Yeah.
sat there and said,
Like we
from
said it, yeah, yeah.
every secret agency in the government. You know what I'm saying? Um, what I can't wait to see, I hope it happens, is hardcore versus hardcore.
I wonder if that happens.
I
I
wonder if
don't
that happens. This
because
also,
because Austin and hardcore is getting washed up.
yeah,
Like
pretty much packed, packed.
that ain't even
Cause
no
we,
real fight.
cause we see in episode 4 on Prime Hardcore, it's still out, fighting dudes in alleys and stuff like that, letting them beat her up so
She's
she
still
can,
trying to get a fair one.
yeah,
Like
get her,
for what?
yeah, girl, it's over with. And then when Rick Flag Senior comes to see her, she's just like, like this dude, and he's all like, "Hey, you were special to
Yeah.
my son," type stuff, girl. Hey, you remember what you said at the funeral, and all that, and all that good jazz. I'm wondering too, Rashad, could this be a way of them bringing Rick Flag Jr. back into the Prime universe?
I don't think they are.
Okay.
Like I know that's the cut the suspense for the
Mm-hmm.
back and forth, but like I don't really see I don't matter of fact, I don't see anybody going over.
Okay.
If anything, I see like one of two things happening.
Okay.
Either the um the alt universe is destroyed
Mm-hmm.
or something happens where like Peacemaker interrupts the balance or something, like something happens and like it's just not existent. Or the transdimensional
It's destroyed.
is destroyed.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Peacemaker has to deal with the reality of being in his world. Because even Adebayo was like, man, because he was telling because the reason why Hardcore even knows where he's gonna be because Peacemaker said, look, I need to know. And essentially he's gonna try to find out like, do you do you really like me?
Yeah.
And that's gonna be the the the
He's basically like,
I don't know why I can't find the word right now.
Tell me what I want, what I really, really
Yeah,
want.
yeah,
Tell
yeah,
me what I
yeah.
want. What you
And that's
really
gonna be
want.
the basis. Thank you. That's gonna be the basis of whether he stays or goes.
Right.
And because she knows she tells Rick Flag saying like, "Hey man, he's gonna meet me at the park," and yeah, whatever it takes.
I mean, yeah, man. I mean, it's the one thing that James Gunn is doing a good job with this is we can speculate all we want, but we really have no idea where, what I'm saying, where he's gonna go,
That is very
where
true.
he's gonna go with this story with this storyline of this season because you never know. Peacemaker might can say to himself, "Yeah, this is where I want to be," and he finds himself in that alternate universe, and then be like, "Yeah, no, this is too much." What I'm saying, like, because we all know Peacemaker is impulsive. Peacemaker reminds me of people I know, people in my family and stuff, who are very impulsive, where something new comes around and be like, oh, it's the best thing ever. It's amazing. It's the best. And then after a few weeks or a month or so, be like,
Uh,
I wish I didn't do this, or I wish
yeah,
I didn't purchase this, or I wish I didn't. So yeah, man. But I mean, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see exactly where this falls in line and how this is going to affect the grand scheme of things when it comes to guns DCU.
yeah. It because it's this. Then we got um Lanterns series, and
Mm-hmm.
then it's going to be Supergirl next summer.
Supergirl next
So
summer.
like it's
And
setting up. Even though episode four, like even with all the goofiness,
mm-hmm. And don't
it's
forget,
like
Superman
it's
2 is already greenlit. They already
well,
working on it.
Superman
Yeah.
family movie,
Yeah.
Man of Tomorrow, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So even with all of that, it still was a solid episode in regards to story stuff. It just got like this got hella silly, and I was like, "Yo, all
Yeah.
right, this is a bit much."
Mm-hmm.
But all in all, like we're on a good trajectory to have a very solid ending, and the fact that nobody has screeners for the last three episodes bodes well for just sheer engagement in and of itself. But nah,
Definitely.
yo, like that's really
That's
all I
really it.
got,
Yeah.
you
That's
know,
all I got
for
too,
for,
for
for
real.
this man. Um, again, we'll be back. All things considered next Friday. Some stuff coming up. We got penultimate episode of Alien Earth. Ain't had no missed episodes at all. All
At all.
bangers.
Uh,
I'm trying my best to see Demon Slayer this weekend.
I want to see it so
Yeah, yeah, hold
bad. I gotta
up.
finish
What
it.
else? Like something else is coming out. Oh yeah, the
Him,
him.
him next
Yeah,
week.
it comes out next week, and at the end of the month, the joint with Tiana Taylor and Leonardo
Yeah.
DiCaprio,
Mm-hmm.
and
One
our
thing after another.
yeah, one thing after another, yeah,
Yeah.
and our boy Benicio del Toro, sound like a heap, that comes
Hey.
out on the end of the month, so I'm trying to see that too. It looks really good.
Oh, and don't forget Marvel Zombies.
Marvel Zombies end of the
Zombies
month
is end of
too,
the month too.
and that's gonna be
I,
TVMA.
yeah. Let me tell you something, man. Y'all better be happy we doing this. I mean, we giving y'all
It's a
content
lot, man.
because
Hey, I
because
feel
I
like this.
think this is possibly the most that we've done.
This the last time we've been this busy was like 2000 end of 22, early 23.
Yeah.
Like when Marvel had like all that crap coming out. Yeah,
Oh
we
yeah.
was
We
hella
was
busy.
yeah. That was then with
Yeah.
Eternals and all that other
Yeah.
stuff.
It
Yeah,
was
we
a
were hella.
lot of stuff we covered. Oh yeah, also go back on the channel. It's old
Hmm.
stuff you want to talk about, like we done talked about, or something that you missed and you just got caught up on.
Oh yeah.
MCU, DC, pop culture stuff
Hmm.
that's like, kind of mainstream. We talked about
Hmm.
it. Dune, it's us all there. Dune Prophecy,
See?
which was
Yeah.
another excellent series we covered.
Yeah.
It's all there. So just
Hmm.
go back on the channel. If you're on the podcast side, just scroll away. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I cannot organize the podcast
Yeah,
side.
man.
I can't. Spotify won't let me.
Hmm.
So go ahead and and have at it. If you have not, you should be subscribed. Again, Just hit 2100 on YouTube. Trying to get 3K as fast as possible.
Yes, we can.
Trying to get to them 4,000 hours as fast as possible too. So if you and we appreciate like the viewers, the viewership has been pretty decent for this and for Alien Earth. So I appreciate
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so just keep on watching it, man. Like definitely look at it like, as a podcast. So if you want to have it in the background, you washing dishes or whatever,
Yeah.
you cutting grass and you in the car, a little, you gotta, you commuting to
Yeah.
work. Hey,
Yeah.
on a bus, I don't know, subway, wherever you are. I don't know where you guys are. Let us know in the comments where you are.
You, yeah. Hey man, if you need something to meditate to listen to, listen to it for sure. But I don't know.
Yeah,
And,
man. What up? Whatever,
we're
man.
working, like I said, we're working and we are planning other stuff that we are, what I'm saying, we're gonna tell is that Rashad is finishing up his ultimate, what I'm saying, review of one of his favorite movies of all time, one of mine too as well, Interstellar. Um, shout out to Rashad. I was a late bloomer into coming in on Demon Slayer, and man, I mean, I am hooked. I am hooked into that or whatever. I am basically one arc away to be able to catch up Rashad to get the movie. So I'm gonna try to knock out, finish out this Swordsman Village, and maybe get a first half of the Hashira training arc out the way, and hopefully maybe a week from now or so I can go see the movie.
Yeah, yeah,
See
yeah,
the
yeah,
movie
yeah, yeah. I'm
and
about to
then
say, oh yeah, because I'm trying to figure out how you watch next. So all right, so if y'all still here, love y'all, but I
uh
need I need help. So do we want Tony to watch Jujutsu Kaisen, or do we want him to watch Hunter x Hunter? Because both of those is bangers. JJK is definitely still it's shorter, but Hunter x Hunter is complete. And
find a way to put a poll up if we
yeah,
can.
yeah,
Find a
yeah,
way to
yeah,
poll
yeah,
up
yeah,
or
yeah. We can do that.
whatever.
We can do that because like yo, like
Also,
I'm rewatching
also,
Hunter x Hunter right now, and it's like,
I'm dropping this on Rashad right here or
what's
whatever.
that?
I would love to do us to do like just a recap or a review for Attack on Titan
Oh
be,
yeah, 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 yeah,
because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Rashad knows me, and I know some people are going to say, "Of course, that was your favorite." For the longest time, Dragon Ball Z was my favorite anime series of all time. For the longest, it was my favorite anime series. And then I saw Attack on Titan and was like, "Yo, this like I haven't seen storytelling like that in the animation in a long, in a long time with the world, and because I used to always hear about the show and see it, but I just like and never had a chance to really get into it, and I finally sat down and said, I'm gonna finally watch this, and man, oh man, and it's the same thing with Demon Slayer. I know I make the joke. If you've been watching us for a while, and some of these you hear me make the joke, man, Rashad, why you ain't never tell me about Demon Slayer? I am lying. That is a joke. Rashad has been telling me about Demon Slayer going on 2 years, like
Easy.
about two years easy, and I was like, okay, all right, yeah, I get into it. I get into it. Yeah, cool or whatever like that. And I just never had a chance, and now after seeing, I saw the first couple episodes. It was like, yo, number one, some of the best animation that I have, what I'm saying, ever seen. And I've even heard, and let me tell you something, for some of you weirdos out there that are like, oh, you guys are only saying Demon Slayer is great because the animation is, shut up. Like, let us like what we like or whatever. But Demon Slayer is it's a very good show. But I would love to do just recap or us talk about Attack on Titan and just like how it is affected, just how it's affected anime period or
Yeah,
whatever.
definitely. Yeah, and this type of stuff is gonna be on the website.
Yes, it is
Yeah, because
for
I
the low price of $10
yeah,
a month.
$10 a month, man. Y'all gotta come through and get at it. Good God, dog, calm down. But yeah, um, that's really it, guys. I
That's
hope you
it.
all if you say this time long, man. Love y'all. Definitely in the comments, just comment about the episode about Peacemaker 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
And also poll's gonna go up. JJK, Hunter x Hunter. Let us know. Till next time.
Cool.